Boxingvoice.com, Nesta Gibbs in association with FightHype.com, here with heavyweight Michael Coffie. I wanted to get your thoughts on Gervonta Tank Davis, June 26th, moving up 2 divisions. Last fought at 130, now going to 140 to face regular champion WBA Davis-Barrios, trained by Virgil Hunter as well. What's your thoughts on that fight?
That's a money fight. You be hearing little, like, here and there, you hear somebody hating on that fight. I think that's just them hating on Gervonta Davis. I think that is a good fight. He's moving up to an unknown weight class, a heavier weight class, with guys who actually have to cut to make that weight. You know what I'm saying? So they're bigger guys. He's fighting a bigger, taller guy, an undefeated guy, a guy with a title. The list goes on. You know what I'm saying? Like there's only positives that I see that can come from him stepping up like that and beating Davis-Barrios. I feel like, and anyone hating on that fight, I feel like that's just they're just hating on Davis.
Now, obviously, Tank is facing Barrios, who's the regular champion. Josh Taylor is the super WBA champion. Once upon a time, Tank took to social media and said he would beat Josh Taylor. That was before he became undisputed. Now, Aaron thinks that Davis is too small for 140, and he doesn't think that Josh Taylor will have any trouble with Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank obviously felt he could beat Taylor. What's your thoughts? Taylor versus Tank, if that can happen.
There's an argument for him maybe being short for 140, but Tank, he thick, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And obviously, you know, when it comes to weight, I know it's rumored that he's gotten up to like 150, 160, something like that, right? So I mean, if he could carry the size that a 140 guy carries comfortably and still be able to move and all that stuff, then hey, listen, if that's what he wants to do, he goes up there and he takes care of business, good on him. He goes up there and gets beat, that's also on him. You know what I'm saying? And if he went up there and got beat by Taylor, it doesn't take anything away from Taylor. I think it's a plus for Taylor. But if he goes up there and he smokes Taylor, then what? To me, that skyrockets his profile even beast.
But do you think Taylor's a tougher fight than Lomachenko?
Yes.
So then why would they do it if they didn't want to do Lomachenko all these years?
Who said that they didn't want to do Lomachenko?
Floyd, but he's in plenty of interviews saying that Loma's old, Tank is young. They don't gotta rush. You know?
Yeah, it just, you know, like at the moment, maybe at the moment it didn't seem like the right fight for him or whatever like that. But I mean, who knows what the future might hold or whatever. That's just me. This is my individual opinion that I think that a fight against Taylor would be a harder fight. That's my individual opinion. There's probably a bunch of people right now watching who like, nah, Loma is the harder fight. And whatever, they got an argument for that too.
Taylor's a big, strong dude.
That's why I think he's the hardest
uses his body too. He's a little tricky dude. You know, I've been saying this to some professionals, and they look at me sideways, but I swear he reminds me of Ward and B-Hop, the way he clinch and punch.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If you look at like what I saw when he fought Ramirez, I was like, yo, because I'm gonna keep it stacked. I was going for Ramirez. You know what I'm saying? I thought that Ramirez was going to back him down to the ropes and explode on him like he did against Hooker. But what Taylor kept doing when his back was on the ropes, he was smothering him. If Ramirez kept going low like this, he put his forearm on his neck, he moved him over to the side and bam, hit him with a shot. He was doing all of those roughhouse tactics that a lot of the old school fighters use. You know what I'm saying? And it worked out in his favor. So I can see them making that comparison, or you making that comparison to like Ward and stuff like that, because Ward definitely did that. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm glad they laughed at me. Obviously, Canelo just retired, literally, Billy Joe Saunders. But the next fight in September should be Canelo-Plant for the undisputed. A, do you think it happens? B, how do you see that fight?
Well, first off, good riddance.
Really?
Yeah, good riddance. You know what I mean? 'Cause I can't rock with no Billy Joe Saunders. He do too much. He do the most for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Canelo-Plant and Canelo, another good fight. But yo, if I had to put my money on it, I'd probably go Canelo.
Canelo?
Yeah, I'd probably go with Canelo if I had to put my money on it. But I will say this: I think it's not going to look anything like no Billy Joe Saunders fight. I think Canelo-Plant is a better fighter than Billy Joe Saunders. I think he's a better fight than old boy that Canelo fought before Billy Joe.
Hatin?
Yeah. And I think that just like when he went against Uskadegi, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't thinking Canelo-Plant was going to put him down, and he put him down twice. So Canelo-Plant, you know what I'm saying? Like, it remains to be seen, but you know, he put them punches together or whatever like that. Maybe he could do the same to Canelo. So
that was going to be my question. Do you think he has the power to keep Canelo off him? You know, lately Canelo's been walking his fighters down. If you can't punch, he's just coming straight on you and making it tough.
Yeah, but it's a bigger weight class.
But he just did it to two people in that division.
Yeah, but he did it like, I'm sorry, Billy Joe Saunders was touching Canelo, but it didn't look like he was throwing anything with conviction. It looked like he was throwing the punches. He was trying to get him more fast and get back to his defense. He was just trying to get him more fast, get back to his defense so that he wouldn't have to take a big shot. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't look like he was throwing them with real conviction. Canelo-Plant, on the other hand, Canelo-Plant, to me, from what I see, he's faster than Billy Joe Saunders. He looked like he put his punches together better than him. He got better movement than Billy Joe Saunders. You know, better angles and stuff like that. All of that stuff could play a factor into him catching Canelo at the right time with the right punch and possibly, you know, putting him down. Will he put him away? I don't know.
The new Mayweather-Pacquiao, obviously Spence Crawford, man, it's drawing out. We're not getting it. Everyone's hoping if Spence beats Pacquiao. Did I say Spence Pacquiao? I meant to Spence Crawford.
Yeah.
So everyone's hoping that if Spence beats Pacquiao, we do get the Crawford fight. I know we've talked about it, but this will be up on FightHype. Give me your thoughts on Spence versus Terrence Crawford, if it ever happens.
So you know, we've been having this back and forth since like 2017, and my past picks have always been Crawford. You know what I'm saying? But it's becoming harder and harder. I would say that it's becoming harder and harder to just say, oh, Crawford got it, because I mean, you can't ignore what Errol Spence has been doing, man. He's only been fighting top guys, and he's been winning, regardless of whether it's close or if he wins convincingly. He's been winning. But at the same time, you know, the guys that they put in front of Terrence Crawford, he's smoking. Like, it's not even comp. And I think that's the bigger critique with people when it comes to Crawford, is that they putting these guys in there with Crawford and he's just smoking their boots like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm not gonna contradict myself or whatever like that. And if I have to make my own personal pick, I'm still going with Crawford, because I feel like, you know, Crawford has a crazy skill set. The fact that he can fight, you know, orthodox or southpaw, and he can do it fluently. He doesn't just give you. He's not a righty who just gives you a lefty look for a quick second and then goes back to righty. He will stay lefty. You know what I'm saying? That, coupled with, you know, he looks like he has good eyes, and when he sees the opportunity to finish you, he goes for it. You You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stick with my original pick, which is Terrence Crawford. But at the same time, I'm not gonna sit there in front and act like Earl Spence can't beat Crawford. He can beat him. You know what I'm saying? They can beat each other. That's that fight. That fight, they can beat each other. I'm just going with Crawford.
Do you think Crawford re-signs the Top Rank in October? The rumor is his contract is up in October.
I hope not. You know what I'm saying? I hope not. Because, but then again, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what the financial side of those contracts be. You know, everybody is approaching it from a fan's perspective, because as fans, we just want to see the best fight. But you don't know what kind of money is being put on the table, and maybe that's what's swaying Crawford's decision to resign. I don't know. As a fan, I would be like, yo, I hope not. But as a fighter, and I haven't been put in that position, so I don't really know. Like, I don't know. I can't like, you know, make that call.